to the Unleash Success Podcast, where we break down the secrets of success to give you real tools and strategies that get real results. And now, here's your host, Corey Corpodian.
All right, guys, welcome to the Unleash Success Podcast. Today, we're going to be interviewing Ingrid Macher. Ingrid is a celebrity transformation coach, entrepreneur, founder, and president of Burn20. She's an international motivational speaker, a certified personal trainer, and yes, a 3-time NPC Florida champion in the category of bikini. She's also a best-selling author. And one of the most amazing things that I could not believe how many followers she has throughout social media networks. Nearly 1 million subscribers on YouTube, 13 million followers on Facebook, 1.9 million followers on Instagram, and has a weekly reach of 66 million people viewing her information. Ingrid, I want to say thank you very much for coming on to the show. And you are an amazing person. We have actually known each other for a long time. And then I met up with you a couple years ago, and you had this incredible transformation, becoming this incredible celebrity transformation coach. And I just want to know more about your story.
It's specifically, Corey, like 10 years ago, we met in Las Vegas. Actually, I think it's a little longer when I just married my husband, Jeff. He proposed to me. We decided to move to Las Vegas. And it's been 13 years, actually, this year. Could you believe that?
Wow, that is awesome. Congratulations to you too. I was thinking about, we met almost a decade ago. And then I think it was 2014, I ran into you at a personal development seminar, and you guys had completely changed everything. And I remember the days where, we used to hang out, would party, have fun. And now you are a fitness guru on social media with all these people following your videos. I follow your videos and I use them as inspiration. I'm curious to know what happened. What was the story there that, you went from a mom and, not really into fitness to now you're an entrepreneur. You're all about fitness. You've got this huge following and you help so many people around the world.
Well, Corey, when I got to the United States, I was only 19 years old. I came with a dream that I wanted to, have the house, the car, the golden retriever, the gringo that marry me and give me this amazing life. And like every single immigrant, when you come to this country, you face a reality. You have to work very hard. You have to do things that you never used to do in your whole entire life. And, I'm not different to other people. They've been in this country. I got here when I was 19. I went in a scholarship to study communications in Puerto Rico. And I married my first husband. I was 19 years old. I was like, I don't want to go back to Colombia, so I don't have an option. I need to get married. And, I thought that was going to be the way that I was going to make all my dreams come true. And it was hard because I was younger. I don't know what I was doing. So I ended up being divorced after 3 years of that marriage. I finished my school with honors. I graduated summa cum laude, and you know what? I never used that for anything because I was a single mother for 7 years, have to work so hard to take care of that little girl. And, I had 3 jobs. I went to school. I worked in a department store. When I finished in that department store, I worked in a pizzeria place. It was my sister's husband's. So I used to wash dishes 2 to 3 in the morning. And when I was finished that job, I used to go to another job at 6 a.m. in the morning to actually serving coffee. So my life, it was a little bit crazy. I was frustrated because I had a college degree and I couldn't get a normal job and make a decent salary because it was difficult. And, when you graduated from the school, it's difficult to get the job for your dreams. Unless you had your father is this bigger mogul or somebody that give you the favor to get you into that dream. So it was 7 years of my life that I struggled very, very much, working really hard. And I was asking God, send me an angel. I need somebody to marry me already. I want to have a life. I deserve it. And it's when I meet Jeff, my husband. I meet him in this elevator in this building in Miami. And, it was like, as soon as we saw each other, it was love. So he invited me to go to dinner to his house. I asked him if he was single. I had to confess to you, I was a cougar because I'm older, 4 years old, and he was younger. I was already divorced. He was just, I was his first girlfriend, so formally. So to me, it was like, hey, are you single? And he's like, yes, I'm single. Oh, me too. He's like, oh, you want to come to dinner? I said, perfect. It was the most horrible dinner I ever had. He cooked really, really bad. But, because of that day, it was so much connection and it was so much laughing. To this day, we've been together for 13 years. So we got married. He was in the best time of his life. He was making so much money. He was younger, rich. I was like, wow, I got everything I was waiting for, the American dream. And that's why we decided to move to Las Vegas. And I decided to be a housewife because I worked so hard in the past. I passed so much struggles being a single mother. And I was like, I deserve to just be a housewife. And I decided to take a little bit too much because I was just, thinking about him. We were partying, we were traveling the world, we were having a blast. So I forgot about me. Diets, exercises, no way. I don't want to have anything to do with that. I just want to enjoy my life and be happy because this is what I always tell people. Love is sometimes making you fat, but a happy fat person because I was beautiful. My wedding dress, it was 16, the size 16.
Right.
And I feel like a Barbie doll. I was like, I'm the most gorgeous woman in the world.
So in your mind, Ingrid, you had kind of accomplished the American dream. You had done everything you wanted. You finally married the man of your dreams. You finally found him. And after working hard, you basically wanted to enjoy your life more by traveling, drinking, and just being whatever you wanted to be. But I feel that something changed a little bit for you.
Well, when I was pregnant with Mia, I started to develop asthma. And the asthma is a disease that not many people know is it goes to the body for inflammation to several foods. I was never used to eat lactose in my country, even as I'm coming from Colombia, that we eat a lot of fried food. Well, I was never like the lactose at all. But in the pregnancy, I was like, addicted to cereal and to milk, like crazy. I was like craving it so much. And that actually created like a really bad inflammation. In Vegas, the weather, it was like very crazy. You never know when it was like 120 degrees. And then in the end of the season, boom, cold. And, we're used to so much to be out there. So we don't care about like cover ourselves. Well, I got really, really sick. It was Christmas time. I remember it was December 24th. Jeff went to his family with Paula. Paula's my oldest daughter. She was 12 years old in that time. And they went away. And not many people know about this story because we never tell anyone. But I was in the house by myself with my mother. And Jeffy was going to go spend Christmas and come back right away. But that night, I started a really bad asthma attack. It was awful.
And you were all alone or your mom was with you?
I was with my mom, but my mom speaks zero English. So I was like too proud because you see, when you had money and you live this luxury that we used to live in Las Vegas, you were like, oh, I can't call anybody and tell it that I'm sick or that I need a favor. It's like people change when you have money. And I think that happens to me a little bit. But so I was like, I don't want to bother anyone. Everybody's with the family. So I started having this asthma attack and I knew that night I was going to die. I had it like a really intimate conversation with God. And he told me, you're going to die. And I was like desperate. I was like crying. I wasn't able to breathe. I wasn't able to communicate with Jeff. And I was just praying and saying, no, you got to give me another chance. I need to see my husband. I need to say goodbye to them. And 3 a.m, I was able to communicate with Jeff. Jeff came like in the first flight the next day. When he came to the house, I was already purple. I was like really, really sick. So he took me to the emergency room and I was like almost dead. And they revived me there. And people think, wow, what a story. She changed her life because, God gave her another chance. But, unfortunately, when you have money, when you have people, the doctors and medicine, you say, oh, tomorrow I start a diet. I had my inhalers. I'm good. And finally, in 2008, I don't know if you remember when they came this big catastrophe with real estate, with everybody started getting affected.
Yeah, the
Jeff
recession. 2008 was a horrible time, especially in Las Vegas.
Jeff and I lose our money overnight. We had a phone call. It was 60 seconds. Nobody knows about it, but boom, zero. All our bank accounts, everything, it was frozen. We were like, what are we going to do? I was overweight. I was sick. I had no medical insurance. I had no money to pay for the freaking inhalers. So we decided to move back to Florida. And like you say, with problems always comes consequences because, the first thing you think about when you have problems is like, oh, let's drink more alcohol or let's party more because that's going to make me forget about what is going on. And I remember it was January 1st and we had a big party the night before. And I was start getting sick the next day again with the asthma, like really, really sick. And Jeff, it was very devastated because with all this happening to us, everything, it was so fast. And my kids, they were like, terrified. They thought I was going to die. And that was the day that I really broke inside. That was the day that I say, I can't do this anymore. And I just went on my knees and I surrendered to God. I said, God, I can't do this anymore by myself. I can't. And I promised you before that I was going to change and I failed. But if you give me another chance, I promise you that whatever is the mission that you put in my life, I will do it. But I don't want to live like this anymore. And I want to be seeing my daughters grow and I want to be in their marriage and I want to be with Jeff and I want to helping him. So give me another chance. And for that day, I wait for 90 days. I lose 50 pounds and I start this mission, this community. They call Adelgaza 20 in Spanish. It's a community in the Facebook, which I start share my story with these women. I start share what I did to be more happy, to be more healthy. And I went for those 90 days, I remember, with a book from Joel Osteen. They call Your Best Life Now. And I start every single day. I say, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it day by day. And I'm going to do it my way because I already did too many diets, the pineapple diet, all the diets, all the system, nothing worse. I realized that my problem, it was not the food. My problem, it was here. It was in my head. Because I grew up with so much bullying in my life. I grew up in a family that I had so much mentally, physical abuse. I was sexually abused when I was younger. I had a mom that was sexually abused when she was 3 years old too. And she did not know other way to take my sister and I by just hitting us and telling us that we were stupid, that we were bad. And it's things that you grow out inside and nobody knows because in these days, I'm not afraid to tell this testimonial to people because I think I can help somebody out there. But if I would have never removed all my pain out of my chest and find this amazing man that take me by hand together and give my life to God, I would never succeed, or I probably would be dead right now. I would have probably just, be in drugs or be an alcoholic or just a completely different person. But I thank God so much that He really gave me another chance. And I can say to these people that listen to us in these days, no matter how many times you fail, because I failed tons of times. I continue failing in these days. God is always there to pick me up. And this is why I live my life to honor Him with everything I do. And I changed. The last 10 years, my life is completely different.
Ingrid, I just want to say thank you very much for being so open and honest with your story. And it's a lot of people out there suffer from some pain and they hold on to that. And it seems that you did an incredible job of letting yourself let go, not letting go and just ignoring it, but letting yourself let go to be able to move on to kind of follow your mission in life. There's a few things you said there where it just made me think, I talk to so many people where they talk and they end up choosing distraction, things like partying or drinking, or even just, going out with friends as opposed to action towards their goals. And it sounded like through this experience, you had a lot of wake up calls where, maybe it was God or your life or asthma or, your child or your husband, where you could have changed, but you didn't. And it took a few times. And it's funny because I think that a lot of people feel that, they're supposed to change right away. But I like how you shared how a few times you didn't change. You thought you were going to, but it wasn't that bad. And then you chose to finally take action. And I was just wondering, you almost died that one time and then it was an asthma attack again. Was it different because your kids were there?
I think it was something that you broken inside and you realize that it's not just about you. It's about the people that live with you. And this is what really in these days, my message is hey, you have a chance to change the way how you feel, to change the at least is you have a disease that you can put it under control. Or is you have these emotions that broken you down and don't letting you have your maximum potential. You're not hurting yourself, yes. You're hurting the people that are around to you. The one that they have to stay with you because they can't go to work because you don't feel in yourself or you don't feeling great or have to spend too many days in the hospital or they have to always pull it out with your BS. And it's not fair for them. I mean, let's talk clearly. It's not fair for the people that loving us. And especially when your little girl come and say, Mommy, I don't want you to die. I want you to be here forever. It's what can you do with that? I mean, and what can you do with that emotion?
And that was your youngest child. How old was she when she said that to you?
Well, very young, I would say 6 years old.
6 years old. And she's 10 now, right?
And she continued to give me lessons through life, She's like, Mom, I know you have to have fun, but I think maybe it was a little too much what you say last night, or, and it's things like oh my God, people are watching you all the time, because they're younger and they want to live in that spirit. Everything is great and they know you believe in God, you pray with her every day and they see you doing a little something or talking back to somebody and they know it's not right. And they want to be there to tell you, hey, that's not you. They're reminding you. And so to me, it's oh my goodness, what I'm creating here.
I think it's important to step outside ourselves. And I had this similar experience too, where basically when I was living for myself and trying to achieve goals that only served me, it wasn't very fulfilling and I didn't have a lot of purpose. But when I started to expand my mission to actually include giving and contributing to other people and doing something good for me and for everybody else. I want to do something that makes me happy, but also something that contributes to the world. That's where I really felt myself get pulled towards my mission. And I don't have kids yet, but I can just see in you and hear in your voice how much they pull you towards your mission and how much they have, helped you as well to, make sure that you get healthy so you can be there for when they walk down there on their wedding day. You're going to be there, supporting them and loving them for the rest of their lives. And that's just beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I had to say that I feel younger than ever. I don't know if you see my last picture I posted on Instagram, which it was 13 years ago. And I post the picture, I put the compare it, and it's like you say, whoa, really? And it's like we have the power to decide how we feel and how we want to continue to live the rest of our lives. And as we don't start for loving ourselves and believe that we are this masterpiece that God created us, all of us are unique. But as we don't really believe that we have that power inside to us to make good decisions, we can still looking like the girl 13 years ago, or maybe like that girl that I look right now, and everybody's like, no way. You look like you are in your 30s right now.
I look like wow. You're in your 20s, Ingrid, please. I mean, I've seen you. You're amazing. You're absolutely so fit and healthy. I wonder, you said you talked about that initially after you lost that first 50 pounds, you started that community and you started posting, your best life every single day for 90 days. Is that something that you contribute or attribute to the fact that you changing your mindset? Because really it was a mindset shift that you talk about. So, and it's that group, or was there some other daily habits that you did during that first, 3 months where you lost the 50 pounds? I'm just wondering if there's something you could share with us as far as what you tell yourself every day, what you do every day.
I think the first point or the most important thing for me, it was having the mindset. Everything started for getting up here. Everything started for getting love for the most important person in the world, which is us. And the second thing is like that takes you to be in love, to nutrition, to fitness, to every single day life, and be able to recognize and live things that we know they're not good for us. I used to drink 7 cups of coffee a day.
Wow.
And I love a Diet Coke. And I say, the first thing I'm going to leave is the coffee and the Diet Coke, because I love that stuff and I was addicted. And many people don't understand that stuff is addictive and it's a stimulant. And as you have to depend and live on that, hey, it's like living in heroin or in cocaine. Just people are like, oh, no, it's coffee. Oh, it's just a soda. No, it's the same thing. It took me a week to detox. It was horrible because I don't know if you know, but the same process of detoxing the body for coffee, sugar, or soda, especially Coca-Cola, is the same thing like doing heroin, cocaine, marijuana, alcohol. Is hard.
People don't understand how much sugar affects the body and how, people really can be addicted to it. I mean, if you look at a soda can, it's got almost 40 grams of sugar. And I know because I don't eat a lot of sugar. I cut that out a long time ago. But if I ever do, you can start to feel your heart rate increase or the crash afterwards. You kind of go up and then you go down. And people don't realize that, they're putting this in their body every single day. And I'm not saying you can't have it a little bit here and there, some sweets or something, but I totally get it. When you're having several of them every single day or a liter or 2 every day, it really does affect your body.
I started with the coffee and the soda, and by the first week, I was 5 pounds down. I was like, wow, this is a motivation. So the second week, I say, okay, I'm going to leave the fat food, the healthy fat food, because we all go to Subway because it's healthy. So I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to start cooking at home. I start take control. So I start cooking like more vegetables. I start eating more fruits, like simple stuff. By 21 days, I was 14 pounds down. I was like, what? As your body is just so grateful that you give them nutrition that he start like acting fast. In my experience with my clients in these days, they're amazed because in 1 month, some of them, they lose 30 pounds. And they're like, oh my God, I wasn't even that overweight. But I was like, boy, your body carried a lot of trash So when we take all that food, all that, crap, is your body start being like responding faster and faster. Obviously, the process is slow down when the body start getting the nutrients and it start getting out of the toxins. But to me, like, I was like, wow, what about if I start exercising? Because I used to go to the gym to criticize everyone. We used to go with the phone. I was like, cancel the training every day. The trainer, they were always mad at me. I was like, oh, shoot. I hate that because I was always hangover. So, but when I start exercising, I start doing like what I like. So I was like, Jeff is a gringo. He hates to dance. I love to dance. So I'm going to do like Zumba. A Latino days for Ingrid. So I started with the Latino, start going to this women's club and I start seeing other classes. So I started getting enrolled. Oh my God, 90 days. I was 50 pounds overweight. It was the happiest day of my life because I remember in our community, all the ladies used to use those True Religion jeans. Remember?
Yes, of course I remember the True Religions.
Never went out of my, they never passed my body. It was like, no matter what size I was picking it up, it was horrible. So I remember Jeff buying me a size 25 in those jeans. So that 90 day, I tried the jeans and the jeans went off. So when he turned around, I was crying. And so he knows. I was like so happy. So he knows that you know what it is. He's like, yay. So, so that was like one of my encouragement. I was like, wow, if I can do this, anyone can do this.
It sounds like you started off basically saying, I'm going to start with little steps. I'm going to cut out something. I know it might be hard, but just one thing I'm going to cut out. And you started with soda and coffee. And then you decided a couple weeks later after losing 14 pounds that if I'm motivated, I want to get more. What else can I do? You stopped eating out as much and cooking at home. And people tend to cook healthier food at home. There's less, oils and greasy fats that would be bad for you. You want the healthy fats or the healthy foods and vegetables. I love how you said that because so many people leave out the vegetables. So you did that. You didn't even, did you start exercising in that time or you didn't?
After 21 days.
So 21 days, you lost all this weight just by shifting your diet, just by cutting out some of those simple things like sugars, cooking at home, eating more vegetables.
Alcohol too.
Oh, yes, of course. The alcohol. And a lot of people forget that.
For a year.
For a year.
1 year. Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. I know when I was competing in a similar bodybuilding competition that I didn't drink alcohol for 9 months. And it was definitely difficult, more from, not that I wanted it so much, but more from a social perspective. Mm-hmm. So I give you a lot of kudos to that, just because I know how difficult it is when you're talking with people, going out to a party or a friend's house or something. It's always there. It's always available. And that's tough. That does take some willpower. But I think is it the motivation that kept you going, that you were losing all this weight?
I lose a lot of friends because of the alcohol situation, but I'm so glad I lose all those friends because very good people. I really find a passion in fitness and nutrition. I went to school. I decide, okay, so I'm going to be teaching people. So I'm going to be telling people this. I want to go to school. So I went to school. I graduated I studied holistic nutrition. I had my certification as a personal trainer. I went to study for being an NLP coach. It was just keeping me going to my goals. And Jeff and I would start like picking our life again back. And he's like, wait a second, it's something here. Because this Ingrid is relating to so many women and women are paying attention to her. This can be our solution to going back in our feet in business because, trying to live in at a little bit of savings that we have, and we had a big lifestyle. And, it's really sad because our house, it was in short clothes. But at the end of the day, it was just material stuff. And these days, I'm more happy, I'm more full with the things that we have because even as we are not rich, but we have one another. We have our family is stronger than ever. We have our love, we have our business, and we have our purpose in life. And I know God is going to take you to the money will come. But that's not my priority in these days. My priority in these days is like really make a difference in the community. I start different foundations in South America. I start one in Medellin, Colombia, which my heart is totally there. We had 120 kids. They have like terminal disease. And my biggest dream this year is building a house for them, no? That they can stay there, they can have a place to live, and they can get therapies, and they can get medicines and all that stuff.
Amazing how big your heart is and how much you've grown to help and contribute with the community. And when you started telling your story, how did you grow your business to 13 million followers on Facebook, 1.9 million followers on Instagram? What did you do?
Well, the first thing I gotta tell you, Corey, is by honoring God. God has been the biggest foundation in my life, but being that honest person, being like creating content with conscience to women out there, and actually turn myself into an authority in our community here in South Florida. My story started like it was everywhere. It was in a snowflake, a snowball. When somebody heard, oh, these women transform her body in 90 days, let me invite her and hear her story. And when people start listening what I have to say and be able to apply all the knowledge different and be able to have that message through social media. I'm very blessed because in the Hispanic community, I can say I'm one of the first ones started big time. I would say I'm the number one in Facebook to start with this message, to really tell people and shocking people. Because my husband, Jeff, always tell me, Ingrid, if you want to be out there, you have to educate yourself. You have to learn. And what a better way that we'll learn for the Americans. We go to this incredible conference that we learn all the tools. They are already applying in the American market, but nobody's applying it in the Hispanic market. So with the help of my husband and with my ability to be able to be in front of the camera, speak to people, and don't be afraid to tell the truth, I tell myself to an authorities through these days when it's a big drama with the coconut oil, with the sugar, the first person that they call is Ingrid Macher. They don't call a doctor. They don't call a cardiologist. They call me to come in to say what I had to say. So it's like incredible.
That's amazing. So how did you open up to be so honest and really vulnerable?
It's a process. It's a process with yourself that you have to learn how to forget yourself for things that they're not your fault. And
so you're saying forgive yourself for things that are not your fault?
Yeah, it's like you have to go in that process that people, you can't do it by yourself, unfortunately. But in my case, being able to go to Tony Robbins, being able to open out and unleash the power, it was like fire me out. Or being able to go to share and, get inspired by the Bible, by the testimony to other people. And you say, that's the solution. Why am I carrying all this luggage, this overweight on me, when I can use that beautiful testimonial to actually help other people? So I start little by little. Because I was embarrassed. I've been telling you today things that you were probably shocking. You're like, wow, I don't even know these women. It was like that, had all these dramas in their life. But, it's a process. So this is what I always invite people that listen. Or when I get invited to tell my story, you have to open up. You know why? Because you can't be embarrassed at what you are. Or even if you do the most horrible things. You know what? God take you for his hands and put you up for a reason, because he wants you to be an instrument to make the difference in the world. If you don't believe in God, the universe, whatever you believe, you are an instrument to other people. And the day I understand that, the day my mother start open out and start crying, because when she open out to you and ask you for forgiveness and start telling you her story, it's when you're like, oh my God, it's not her fault. Why are you acting like this? And it's when you realize, I don't want to be this way with my children. I need to change. Because I was taking a little bit the same pattern with Paula when she was little. I was aggressive to her. I never hit her, but I was like, not being that loving, kind mother that I'm meant to be, because that's what God created me to be. Because I was like carrying all the luggage, but when my mom was able to open up to me, and that day is when things are like commonplace and you say, wait a second, you know what? This is an opportunity. This is a tool that God has given me, and I can be an instrument, and I can help other people.
And it's funny because I went through a similar things with my parents where at first I was angry, and then I realized that they too were just in pain and they just didn't know how to deal with it. And so unfortunately they made bad decisions, or maybe they did what they saw, what their parents taught them. And, it's not their fault. And we all make mistakes. And when you are able to forgive that deeply, it really does change you. And I love how you said we all have a choice, because that's so true. You had a choice of how you wanted to raise your daughter. And some people who don't have kids, don't see that as easily. But when you have your own kid and you want the best life for them, it's very easy to say, you know what, I don't want to give them the same life I had. I want to give them an even better life. And that is a choice. You do not have to live the past that your parents gave to you, but you can now give your child something better for the future. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Kind of got me a little choked up. So one of the things about all this podcast that we really pride ourselves on is just about taking specific actions. And a few things that I already noted down was just the ability to be open and vulnerable about your story, about sharing it with the people and community around you. Because, if you've been able to figure out something, sharing with other people gives more inspiration to them, and then they want to change their life. Also, too, another thing about contribution, how much, contributing to other people has helped fuel your mission and your motivation. And sometimes people think so me-centric or ego-centric, where instead of thinking about everybody else around them, and if they widen their vision a little bit, they might have the motivation or see more clearly maybe. I was wondering if there's any other actions you can help with to help build a community like that. So we can tell our story. Would you recommend starting a Facebook group, or if I wanted to start sharing my story right now, I don't have a following or anything like that, what would you recommend I do?
Well, I think, Corey, the most important part for a person that wanted to start a community is you need to identify who is your avatar. Who is the person that you want to speak to? Because in the beginning, I made this mistake. I was talking to everyone, because I wanted to save the world. So I wanted to scream. I wanted to talk to everyone, but not everybody was listening because it was so many people around. It was too much noise. So one of the most important things that you have to identify is have specifically who is your avatar, who is the person that identify with you, have the same qualities of you. You have to put it in a paper and make this exercise. Like, what are my hobbies? What is the things that I like to buy? What is the TV shows that I like to watch? What's my favorite color? And what's the magazines that I read? And after you figure it out, all the qualities that you have, and then you go and do the exercise. My avatar is Maria. I call her my Marias.
So,
because
Ingrid,
I get
real quick.
millions of Marias.
Oh, yes. So I just want to make sure. So, because people might get a little confused with the word avatar. It's not everybody. People have seen the movie, but what you're talking about.
Avatar is specifically the person that you want to speak to. It's how you call it in the marketing thing.
Right.
Avatar.
So it's someone who is made up, but it's kind of like your ideal person that you'd want to share your story with. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you go and get this exercise and you actually describe her. So you'd say, okay, mine is my Maria. So Maria is this age. Mine is in between 25 and up. Maria is a Latina, is a mom. She works too in the house. She has kids. She likes to eat a lot of fried food, but she's actually conscious about being skinny. You know, she likes to follow all the fitness celebrities, but she has her favorite. And she's emotional because she's been having a lot of things in her life, but she's actually a hero in her house. She likes to do everything for everyone. And my Maria likes every single diet that comes to the market because she wants an easy solution. So see, everything is going in place because every time I create a product specifically with the characteristics of that Maria. But when you start a community, the most important thing before you write a post on Twitter and Instagram, you write your next blog, you need your next video, you need to speak to her. Like, hey, I just went by here to tell you how beautiful you are. By the way, I have this recipe that I made it. They helped me to burn some fat. I just used this and this. I'm talking to her. And I say, hey guys, my name is Ingrid, blah, 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 blah. No, nobody cares about that. You have to make that social media like one-on-one. Because when I read in my timeline, I'm reading you and you're reading me. It's not like a million people reading you in the same time. No, it's one-on-one. So that communication has to be directly. That communication has to have a specific characteristics to that person because that is your goal. Your goal is that person be a ribbon fan, love you, follow you, buy whatever you get in the market, defending you for the haters. And the second thing, please do never erase your haters. Your haters are your best friends because it's the ones that create controversy. It's the one that get your posts get more reach. It's the ones that, put you out there in the internet.
So starting off, I create this person who's my ideal, friend or social media connection. And I want to describe them in as much detail as possible. I got that. Maria, you've got lots of Marias. It's amazing. Yeah. And wow, I've never heard anybody say that about social media posts. And I love that is that you said, I want to talk to them as if it's one-on-one, a one-on-one conversation only.
And I think my second tip to everyone is don't worry about the numbers in your social media. Worry about take care of the ones that are right there. Because that's the people that are actually going to buy you things. Because you can have 20, 30 million fans and they're not your buyers. They're just people that just want you free stuff. So the community that you build, that they really are there every single day. They like your pictures. They share your pictures. That's the people that are really going to follow you. And that's the people that are really going to buy whatever you have to offer to them. But always make content. Like, be really conscious with the content that you make, that the people always learn something for you. Like you provide them with something, with a benefit, with some information, with something they can apply and they can go and they can get a result because in the end of the day, you can post like 100,000 selfies, but who cares? But as you post for me your workout with 3 exercises with the, how to get my chest big, and you post, hey guys, today I'm going to share my 3 secret exercises that make me pump in my chair, and you share with them, the guy's going to go do it in the gym, and as his chest start coming out, he's like, oh my God, he's my hero. Is the girl, or is to do a recipe, hey, I have this recipe, it's super healthy. Let me check, when I have cravings, this is take my cravings away. And the girl go and try the recipe and it works for her. She's going to start share that. So have to make content that is very meaningful, that people really learn something for you. And it's personal. It's you. I was reading the other day, somebody was telling me, Ingrid, the biggest thing that I love the most about you is that you have a lot of character, that you have a lot of personality, that you're not afraid to tell things, and you're like, hey, chicas, this and this, and you share with makeup, without makeup, when your belly is big because you eat something and it was not good, because you're real. So we have three things right there. You have to know who you're talking to. You got to make content that is teaching them something, and you have to be yourself. Don't pretend to be somebody, that you're not, because in the end of the day, people know when you're honest, and people know when you lie to them. And hey, as new Facebook Live, Instagram Live, all these live things, take advantage of that, because you know what? People love reality. They like the talking to you.
You're so right.
They like that you go there and you say, hey guys, I just have this minute. I was here. I want to share this with you. Do you have any questions? And people will start seeing you that you care, that you communicate with them. And then they're going to say, wow, is this cool guy on Instagram? He does these live videos and he's awesome. He shared this stuff, So whatever you specialize, if it is like coaching, motivation, nutrition, fitness, people love that, because you know what? It's so much people in this world, they are by themselves, they are alone, they don't have anybody to talk to. When they find somebody, they communicate with them, they love it. Look, a lot of people love Facebook, and Facebook is one of my biggest revenue of money. Why? Because I'm always there. We post 32 times in Facebook daily.
A day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 32 times.
32 times. We do exercises, recipes, Facebook Lives, articles, videos. Because you know how much a post live in Facebook? 20 seconds.
Wow. 20 seconds now.
If you never post, people never know you're there. With my personal page, I never post anything. I realized I have no lives because Facebook doesn't show my profile to anyone. And Adelgazabete, I reach 300 million people monthly.
Oh my gosh.
But in my personal profile, nobody knows that exists because I never post. So imagine if you never post in your Facebook page, in your fan page, people think you probably die. That's the reality.
It's so crazy how life has shifted to the social media technology. And one thing that you said, people love reality TV. I remember 15, 20 years ago when reality TV became so popular and every show was a reality TV. Flipping houses, cooking shows, runway shows, staying at a house and just doing obstacles was a reality TV show. And you're the first person I probably have heard say this actually, is that Facebook Live, Instagram Live, these are the new reality shows that people are watching. And even Snapchat, that's a new reality show. People are watching other people's lives and enjoying it. Exactly, the story.
Well, it's a new thing coming out for Facebook. Is it called Facebook? I think it calls Facebook Way, something like that. It's gonna be a TV, a reality show. You can watch series in Facebook. You can make your own TV show right there. So we gotta move with the technology.
And you have to, and that's a big thing about adaptability and flexibility that I've struggled with actually. And really, you're a huge inspiration because I've been following you now, and I see how much you post, and I realize that I can't let the fact that I don't know how well this post is going to do, or it's not trying to live the perfect life. It's just trying to document your life and share it. If you've got valuable content, which you obviously have enough to post 32 times a day, and they're fantastic and they help people, that's what's important. I was wondering, just how do you manage this? Because I know you're a mom of two, you run a very successful company. How do you manage all these posts? And do you focus on, it sounds like you focus on Facebook more, but what about YouTube? Like, how do you divide your time and how do you manage your posts?
No, we concentrate on everything. We do all the social medias. We do YouTube. We do actually 2 YouTubes a week. We do Facebook, we do Instagram, we do Snapchat, we do Twitter, we do everything. Now, one tip is don't reuse the content. The picture that I post on Facebook, don't go post it on Instagram and in Twitter and in other social medias or the same video, because you know what? All the fans are different. All the platforms have different people that come there and they don't like the same content. So you have to watch what is trending in Facebook. For example, Facebook is all about video.
Right.
Now, Facebook is giving preference to Facebook Live. So it's all about being, Facebook Lives are the top all the time. Instagram is all about pictures. People love pictures. The perfect picture that tells a story. And the stories in the Instagram, video. It's like what you do, la 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 la, the reality. And Snapchat, we all know, is all about video. It's about telling the story all day long. And YouTube I used to be like the teacher. People hate that. So now I have to be the funny girl. The 6 seconds that is going to get attention. They're going to get people to watch the video. It's all about the headlines, the keywords, the hashtags. So make content that is entertaining. The people is feeling like, wow, I got to watch this girl because she really bring it on. Because as you see, in YouTube, we have like a big epidemic for stupidity. Lots and lots of people doing a lot of bad stuff, a lot of comedy, a lot of things that are not really valuable. Before, you used to go and learn in YouTube, Now it's like, okay, I just want to be entertained, so let me see who is the bigger clown. And so you have to adapt with every single social media. Now, when Jeff and I started, we started by ourselves. Now we have a team. We have 14 employers. We have a team that do production and editors. We have a social media manager in Spanish. We have a social media manager in English. We have a copywriter. We used to have a designer, but we decided to get rid of him. And because, as soon as you grow, sounds funny, but as soon as you be growing your business, you've been realizing that sometimes you don't have to grow so fast. And sometimes you have to take a step back and see, reevaluating what are you putting the money and the salaries in your employers, because it's unnecessary. Sometimes everything has to look perfect and beautiful and pink. No, people like everything raw, normal, the video that is just you, without signs, without anything, that's the video that goes viral. But the video, they have the sign, the little flower here. Nah, people don't like that stuff. So we've been learning with this process. We've been able to learn how to, make decisions about people, about growing our products. We just have a launcher line, my full line of supplements last year. And I started with 7 supplements, and then I was like, got so excited and wanted to add some more. And then I was like, wait a second. We can't, go with so many products, and because you get your hands full and you have to take a step back. And if something is working for you, you have to take your profits first and then move into the next project. One project at a time, because when you have too many projects, it's like crazy. Like this morning, I get out at 4 a.m. I was in television, 6:15. I did 2 shows, 2 national TV shows today. One at 6:15. So I always have to get in early, get ready, go there, and then come back to work, do some work here through the day. And then I was in another show before I was here with you, another national television show, so, and I have to go home and make dinner and maybe do homework with Mia. And today maybe I got excuse because I'm here with you. But every day is like I try to finish my day by 5. So I can go home and be a mom and do homework and do other stuff. But my days start always 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm in the gym. It's my time to hit in the gym. So I can be in the office working at 8 a.m.
That's amazing. I mean, to be able to balance that with your kids is just, it's inspiring, actually. And I was listening to what you said about the social media aspects of growing it. And you've got this huge team of people. What about people who don't have a team of people? Like, what did you do when you first started?
Well, it's like programs out there now. Like, for example, they help you to schedule ahead of time. We use like different programs. it's up there is like hot sweet. It's like they have like so many for like Twitter. They have some that you can schedule and actually post planner. We use post planner for Facebook. We have like tons of resources there. We actually get these girls here to program our content 3 weeks ahead of time. Because for, say, we have to travel or something coming out along, we already being prepared for the stuff that is coming out. I film my YouTube videos one day, and I know many, all of them. I filmed like 4 or 8 episodes for YouTube, the full month, one day. So that day is production day. That day I get everybody ready. But I know people that are doing YouTube. My daughter Paula is doing YouTube by herself, and she does by herself. She puts the camera, and she record herself, and she edited her videos by herself because I don't helping her with that. So, it's always a way how you can follow through and do things. For example, if you want to do videos about motivation for using in your social media, okay, schedule a day that you can film like 10 of the time. So you have content for 10 of the time. As you write articles, you can use Meet Edgar as in Facebook. They can actually keep it reposted your articles in Facebook. And it come out like it's a new post. And he throw it like every single day. So it's like ways that how you can start doing this without having a team. But as soon as you start growing, you have to get yourself somebody to help you, because that's the way that you're gonna get more free time for yourself and you're gonna start monetize. Because if you want to do everything yourself, it's impossible. With Jeff and I, we were like going crazy in the beginning because I was had to be in the computer like 14 hours answer customer service for my first book. I was like, dude, I don't have a life. Now it's like I work Monday to Friday. We have our employee. I take Saturdays and Sundays are my days for my family, for relaxing. I don't do anything in those days. I used to do a lot of free conference, a lot of stuff. And I was like, I need to dedicate time to my family. So, it's ways. The harder you can do and grow. But like I say, don't grow too fast, because sometimes growing too fast is like, I don't know if you see to so many of Facebook stars and TV stars, they go like this and they go like that.
Crash and
like
burn.
that really
I know.
fast.
So thank you very much for giving those tools. That's one of the things that I'm actually right now is building a team out. And I've had some difficulty because I've always relied on myself to do it all. And I think you mentioned it earlier too, just kind of reaching out and asking people for help. Sometimes we get, especially with the entrepreneurial spirit, we think we can do everything. And if they don't do it as good as us, then, we can't ask them for help. And I've found that asking for help has allowed me to grow a lot faster as well. I'm not quite at the point of hiring several employees, but I have created a team of people that freelance for me and, help me get things done faster. Ingrid, this has been an amazing interview. Your story is so inspiring. All the action that you gave to us, all the value you added today. I mean, you really are a content creator. You've added so much value. I just want to say if there's anything that you're working on right now, or how we can find you as well and connect with you, where should we go?
Well, thank you so much for thinking of me. It's been my pleasure. And right now, for all the people that want to be like, follow me in Instagram, Facebook, we have our social medias in English too. They're not that stronger like in Spanish, but they call our page in Facebook is Burn20. And actually it's our website that you can find out really valuable information about fitness, about nutrition, about how to be a better human being. And I do a lot of Facebook Live. People love it. And I have the Ingrid Macher official in English for Instagram. And we do Facebook Live all the time too, through the system too. And hey, and if somebody speaks Spanish and want to get on board with the Hispanic community, Adelgaza 20. I have a surprise for the Hispanic community next year. I'm launching the first business school for women, 13 weeks. For women that want to learn to create what I do. So I don't know if I get inspired maybe to do it in English, but I'm going to start little by little, like I say, step by step. So starting next year. So I'm excited about it.
Ingrid, that's amazing. And that's something I want to come attend to. You've done so well. And I just can't thank you enough for coming on here today and sharing all your success and action items and your inspiring story. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And my last thing to you guys, if you want to be successful in this business, or if you want to take your mission one step and you really want to make a difference in the world, you need to go, you need to study, you need to prepare yourself, you need to invest in yourself in a good conference. Is one next year. I always recommend this one because it really made through our business huge, and it calls Traffic and Conversion. It's in San Diego in February, I think, is next year. Go invest the money as the best money you ever invest, because you're going to learn so much about blogging, video, Instagram, Facebook. It's the best of the best. So my advice to you, educate yourself. And you know what? Never give up. People is going to tell you many, many times, I don't do it. You can't do this. But you know what? It's to really have it on you. Let it grow. Because people, can talk a lot, but if you really want it, you can do it.
If you guys enjoyed the show and learned something of value, the one ask that we have is please go subscribe. If you'd like to leave us a 5-star rating and review, that definitely helps us get our message out there. Because each week I'm going to interview amazing people, and I want to be able to give you more and more tools and strategies that get you real results. Feel free to connect with me on Facebook or Instagram at Corey Corpodian, or just visit the website at unleashsuccess.com. Remember, knowing is not enough. Knowledge alone is not power. Action is. Because action is the only way to get the results you want in life and truly live the life of your dreams. So go take some action. Subscribe to the podcast and get ready to unleash success in you.